Hello, and my name is Trent, and the title of my speech, Personal Transitioning. Let me begin by saying, recently, I'm feeling something different internally or within my spirit, or just as well, there's something that's taking place around us. Maybe it's just me, or maybe we all are feeling it. Now, would I speak to you personally from a spiritual standpoint? Yes. But even for those that do not receive a spiritual meaning, there's still something around us taking place. What I like to call it is a transitioning. The dictionary explains to transfer from one place or position, a person, etc. to another, to arrange in order, to change in direction. As I said before, I would like to speak from a spiritual standpoint, but just as well for those who do not receive it that way, then let me speak it from an internal standpoint. During this time of transitioning, we can feel out of place, insecure, or uncomfortable. We no longer feel at home in our current place of position, but we don't know why we're feeling this way. As much as when the mother bird, or for example, let's take the mother bird or the animals itself. When they reposition, the mother bird will start shifting within the nest. Maybe start shifting her babies outside of the nest, or having them to feel uncomfortable, to help them realize or to help them understand that you're not going to remain babies all your lives. And that's just like for us. I mean, you see how life goes. 1 minute we're born, next minute we are children, next minute we are teenagers, next minute we're adults. There's always going to be a transitioning taking place personally with us. In this time of transitioning can be difficult. We want to reach back for something that makes us feel comfortable, but when we try to reach back, it isn't there. In other words, let me give an example. Again, trying to go back to your teenage years, impossible. You have to stay where you at and start remaining to do what's necessary to move forward. I believe it is possible that there are those who are feeling this shifting taking place in their natural bodies. When we are in such a place, we must not judge in this natural realm only, but also look for what is happening spiritually. During this time, we must just stand still and wait on God. In Deuteronomy, the Bible speaks on, fear not, stand still, and wait on the salvation of the Lord. Once again, for those that don't understand the internal or the spiritual, it all works together. Like the Old Testament, just like the New Testament. The internal, just as well as the external. It just works in the same understanding. The more we struggle try to figure out what is happening, the more uncomfortable we become. In Hebrews chapter 9, verse 16 through 17, his death marks the transition from the old place or the old plan to the new one. This message is really pertaining to Jesus' death. Once again, the internal representing a spiritual, but as well as a natural, his body dies to be reborn again 3 days from now. God is bringing us from glory to glory. However, in between those glories are the workings of God in our inner man. The digging out of the old to get us ready for the new. Preparation is taking place between the glories. We don't like these parts of the process, but we'll be glad when we get to the next position. So if you feel as though if you're not sure what is happening with you right now, hold steady and allow the repositioning internally to come out externally. Once again, be still, fear not, and wait the salvation of the Lord. In this type of transitioning, we have to have this place of a trust in what's going around us, or just as well within our communities, allowing the communities to take positioning or new positioning. Once again, this personal transition that's taking place within us all, it happens around everything that we're involved in. Family, friends, the workplace, again, the community, just as well as any organizations that you might be part of. It's not always a spiritual, but just as well natural. So even though someone that do not understand the spiritual, always look at it this way. Even those that are around us, that we work with, there's always a transitioning take place, a repositioning. So with that in mind, even though you might not feel or believe in the spiritual, those that are around you believe, and you are affected just as well. Let me conclude by saying a personal transitioning is taking place with us all. Whether it's internally or externally. Whether it's naturally or spiritually. But there is a personal transitioning taking place in your life, my life, and the lives around us. Thank you. God bless you.